Hello everybody, welcome to our video here where we're looking at variants of the Megavolt Millionaire slot. A lot of reviews have any progressive jackpot game as being a higher variance simply because a proportion of the money that you pay on each spin has to go towards progressive jackpot fund, so the return to player amounts are lower than on standard slot games. What I'm hoping to show here in this video, which lasts about 10 minutes, is that not every progressive jackpot game is automatically a higher variance offering, and we've used Megavolt Millionaire as a good example, one because it's very popular and another because it's a great example of a game that pays out regularly. Now, as you can see here, we've been playing for about 15 spins and we've already landed a fair amount of wins. A typical lower volatility slot will pay out small wins regularly, usually about once every 3 or 4 spins, and if you've been watching this from the start you'll have noticed that this is precisely what you get with the Megavolt Millionaire slot. Even a win like that, which was using some of the higher value symbols, only tends to pay a small amount, with it being a 3 symbol win. And in this session we do trigger free spins a couple of times as well. A good thing to keep an eye on here is the credits. With lower variance slot, you tend to find that you'd start and finish with roughly the same amount. You may have a bit of an increase, you may have a bit of a decrease, but overall if you play a decent number of spins, say between 25 and 100, then you will end up roughly breaking even or as near to it. And this session is a good example of that. As you can see, we just triggered 3 spins for the first time. The 3 spins bonus rounds can be quite variable as to how much you win. 2 wild is always a good start on the reels and does help get you off to a decent start. And what I tend to find is in Megavolt Millionaire and also any of the other Mega Moolah slots, you'll tend to lose a bit of money in the base game, not a huge amount because you will get those top up wins, but you will lose a bit of money in the base game and then you'll trigger one of the bonuses such as this 3 spins round, and then you'll tend to win back a bit or a bit more than what you've lost. Sometimes you can get lucky and win back quite a bit more. I've done that a few times and I've got that documented on video for you as well. And that's precisely how lower variance slots work. They tend to be the safer option for those of you who like to preserve your bankroll. And the key thing to remember with them is that variance describes how a slot tends to pay out its money to you, whether it's in smaller amounts over more spins or larger amounts over fewer spins. The RTP of a slot, the return to player percentage, that describes how much of a typical spend will be returned to you. However, that figure is wildly variable on any slot game, whether it's high or low variance. simply because one session on a slot is never the same as another. The RTP percentage is worked out over billions and billions of spins, which you cannot replicate in a standard session, even if you play through 100 or 200 spins. So you will find within your sessions you will have a wild variety of different sessions where you'll either win a lot of money and hit decent wins like that one, or you will lose money on those spins. But if you average out all of your sessions over thousands and thousands of spins, then roughly you will find that the money that you get back from what you spend will be around that figure. Of course, the only difference to that, the only time that doesn't really apply is if you're lucky enough to win one of those big megavolt progressive jackpots. Now, as you can see, my credits were about £59 before, and then I hit free spins, and now they've gone up to around £64. So I'm already making a slight profit on this session, although if I continue to play it may drop down. But this is a good example of how lower variance slots play. With higher variance slots you would have maybe runs of 10, 15, even 20 spins without even getting close to a win. And when you do land a win, it could be considerably higher than the 2 or 3 times your bet amount that you're getting here, or sometimes even just a proportion of your bet amount. Let these spins play through for a little so you can see exactly what goes on. Sorry about that, clicked that by mistake. As you can see, we've landed free spins again. Our credits have dropped down to 62. Although they're just under 62 after the last one was applied. But this now gives me a great chance of adding further to the profit I've made on the session, which again, you don't tend to find that on higher variance games. You'll find that when you do trigger, it's kind of an all or nothing gamble. You'll either win a great deal on your bonus, or you won't win very much at all, and by the time the game sets back to the base game, you won't have made much profit at all, or in effect you'll have just reduced your loss. As you can see here, I'm already up to £68 on this round, and I've still got half my free spins left, or just under half. That's another nice win there. Now you can see we're well in profit on this session, but you'll have noticed that I haven't really landed any wins of £50 or £100 or £25 even. I think the highest one I've had has been about £7, and again, that's indicative of a lower variance slot, especially when you're playing for around 25 pence a spin. We'll just let these free spins finish and that'll bring the video to an end. So anyway, I hope I've convinced you that Megavolt Millionaire and some of the other Mega Moolah slots are more lower variance than you think. Why not give them a try and see what you think. Bye bye.